Hey y'all, it's Sierra, aka Capricorn Moon Goddess, back with another video for you all. This is going to be a message a message for the collective from Athena. Athena, the Greek goddess, the goddess of protection, the goddess of war, the goddess of strategy, the goddess of creativity, intelligence, practicality, so many things. Okay. Athena is one of the most prolific of the Greek gods and goddesses, both male and female. Okay, she is one of those goddesses that can rumble with the men if she needs to. She is one of my personal guides. She has revealed herself to me. She has been with me in several lifetimes. So, I've been knowing she's one of my guides for years, but I'm just slow to work with any type of deities. I really just didn't want to be honest. Because I was like, no, I'm not even about to get involved in that. And then if you hear the stories about how if people don't act right with these deities, if you don't do what they tell you to do, uh you can have havoc. Okay, havoc. And the three of cups card just came out. Like, girl, she's like, girl, like, you don't even have to be like that. We cool. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing messages from her for each of the zodiac signs, but this is just for the collective. This is just from my meditation today. I have a lot of little handwritten scribbled notes, so I might have to take pauses here and there because I don't have good handwriting, and then I was just taking like little notes on top of that, so my handwriting, I can't even read my handwriting sometime, y'all. So I did ask her for a card to meditate on. Before I get started, let me do the disclaimer. So this is for the collective. It's not an individual reading, it's not a personal reading. It's actually my personal reading, but I'm sharing it with the collective for those who this applies to. Okay, so use your own discernment when you are listening to this. um and this is about your humble season being over. Your humble season is over. It's time for you to fully step into your light. It's time for you to fully show people who you really are. People already recognize you as a very talented person, as a very gifted person, as a very intelligent, creative, ambitious, successful, all of those good things. People already recognize that about you, and you recognize it about yourself, but you still have not shown your full potential. And the reason why you have not shown your full potential is because you have been an overachiever effortlessly your whole life. So, just some background on me. From the time I was in kindergarten, I was in talented and gifted classes, and I'm talking about real talented and gifted classes, like stuff that you would see on that movie Baby Geniuses, like working with logic, working with your brain, working with a lot of psychological things. We did a lot of self-study where we learned about things that we wanted to learn about, hands-on study. um, the 7 forms of intelligence, how to argue like a politician. Like, we would learn stuff like that. So I was taking out of reading and language arts classes, so I didn't have to take those regular classes. And during those periods, I was with a group of people. We were in this program called the expanded learning program, I think is what it's called. Extended learning or expanded, I don't know. And so we literally would do that kind of stuff. How to strategize. We would work on spatial intelligence a lot. Yeah. So from the time I was in kindergarten, I was already recognized as a talented, gifted, and true talent and gifted. And the reason why I say that is because I'm from Iowa. when I moved to Texas in high school, they had talented and gifted classes. And when I signed up for them, I realized it was nothing more than a AP class. The talented and gifted classes in Texas are just AP classes, advanced placement. They're not true talented and gifted classes where they're working with you on psychology and the brain and how to use rhetoric and all of that. They're not doing all that kind of stuff. They're just basically, in my opinion, just a faster pace regular class. So that's why I'm saying talented and gifted. But I also learned from very on that being a effortless overachiever, meaning I wasn't one to study and do all that stuff. I just knew stuff. I actually had problems paying attention. So, but I was able to hyper focus. So when I was able to pay attention, um I was able to remember a lot of stuff easily. But because we were pulled out of regular classes, it was a group of me and other kids. We were pulled out of regular classes. Um Obviously the other kids realized something is different about them. They are being celebrated, or they are the smart kids. They're smarter than everyone else. They don't have to take the same classes everyone else takes. They literally get to sit there. Like, I learned how to do like acrylic nails. I learned how to design clothes and sew my own clothes. Like, we would have to pick projects, pick something we wanted to learn how to do, and then we would have to study it, write papers on it, and do it. I was writing college type papers in elementary school. So the books that we were reading, other people didn't start reading till high school. So I learned how to research a lot. We did a lot of self study. So the other kids would see something is special, in air quotes, about those kids. So then they kind of treated you a certain type of way, to where they're in a competition with you. So let's say, I think I was in math class once. Math was my worst subject, and I got an answer wrong, and people celebrated. She got it wrong. She didn't get it right. Sierra got it wrong. Yay. Like, finally, she did something wrong. So when you are singled out for your talents and your gifts, sometimes people make you feel bad about it, and people are basically waiting for you to fail. So you develop a fear of failure. You develop a fear of having too much attention on you. You don't want people paying too much attention. You don't want to stand out, and you don't want to make other people feel bad. And it's really a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure because you have to live up to this big, people put you up on a pedestal. You don't put yourself on a pedestal. People put you up on a pedestal. I happen to be a very good girl, good child. Parents was kind of a little strict. So, when I got pregnant at 19 and I had my son at 20, people were like, "You had sex? You did that? What?" Like, it's a lot of pressure when you are very talented, when you're an overachiever, when you have a high sense of morality, when you're overall just a good person, okay? So you're going through a metamorphosis, because the card that I had to meditate on came out as metamorphosis. Let me just read to y'all the cards that came out. So metamorphosis, which we know what that means, that's kind of like a rebirth, that's changing into something else. And then we got the justice card. I'm a Libra, so justice can represent Libra. It also can represent balance. Then we got death in reverse. Then we got the strength card. So I was like, okay, this metamorphosis is the humble you dying. You're not being humble anymore. You're not trying to dim your light anymore to make other people comfortable. You're stepping into that strength card, and the strength card represents Leo. Stepping into that Leo energy. I am who I am. If I'm a big personality, I'm a big personality. If I walk in the room and everybody stops and stares, that's not my fault. If you put me on a pedestal and you make it seem like I'm better than you, because I'm not making it seem like I'm better than you. But in your mind, you're projecting and making it seem as if I feel like I'm better than you when you're putting me on a pedestal. That's on you. I'm not about to sit here and dim my light for people anymore. Y'all are not about to sit here and dim your light for people anymore. Sometimes, I've said this before, sometimes arrogance is needed. Sometimes being conceited is needed, because when people keep playing with you and you like, hold up, I'm not even living up to my full potential right now. This is me. You are effortlessly a high achiever. I'm not even trying right now. So you really gonna be mad when I actually put my mind to it, when I actually try, when I actually stop trying to hold myself back to make everyone else comfortable. You walking in the room now like, yeah, I am that bitch. Okay, y'all know I don't cuss. I am that girl. I am that guy. Yes, she is me. He is me. Because it's not working. People are in secret competition with you right now, and you're not even trying. You working harder on trying to make everybody else comfortable than actually walking in your full potential, and people still are in secret one-sided competition with you. So now you're going through a metamorphosis like, well, hey, I might as well walk in my full potential then. Because it's danged if I do and it's danged if I don't. It's reminding me of the challenge. I don't know if y'all watched the challenge on MTV. And I can't remember if the girl's name was Lolo. It was something like that. This is like when they started bringing on people that were professional athletes to compete against like the regular people that be on the challenge. And I think her name was Lolo or something like that. As a matter of fact, I think she's from Iowa, and I'm from Iowa too. So this is interesting. Let me look up her name. Her name is Lolo Jones. Okay. She is an athlete, and she had a really hard time on the challenge because everybody kept ganging up against her and trying to make it impossible for her to win. They were all ganging up against her to put her in the bottom every single time. So she would have to keep, on the challenge, when you're in the bottom or you get voted into, I don't know what they call it, where you have to compete against somebody else for your spot to stay. It's like an elimination round. She kept getting voted into the elimination rounds. They literally, everybody came together and came up with a strategy. We're going to vote her in every single time. We're going to make it hard for her. We're all just going to gang up on her until we get her out, because she's stronger than us. She's more competitive than us. If we let her get any type of advantage, not even an advantage, if we let her just have the same opportunity that we have, she's gonna beat us. So we all have to gang up against her. And she was so frustrated. She would cry. She would be upset, because it was like, what's the point in me being here then? Everybody's ganging up on me because they already perceive me to be on a higher level than them. They already perceive me to be stronger than them. So the strategy is for everyone to be against me all the time. I can't make any friends. She was miserable there because everybody was against her because she was too big of a threat. Not necessarily against her because she came in there with a bad attitude or she came in there being conceited. They push you to a point where I have to be conceited now. My confidence level has to be on a level 20 because you are constantly coming at me trying to tear me down and tear me down. So it's like people will keep coming for you and projecting onto you at the same time. Oh, you're conceited, you're cocky, you're this and that, but you're putting me in a position to have to tap into that. I got to tap into being cocky. I got to tap into being conceited. I got to tap into being arrogant. If you want to call it all that, that's fine. But I have to tap into that Leo energy because you keep trying to play me. And you're projecting that onto me anyways. I'm not being that way. You're projecting that onto me. And because you're projecting that onto me, you're treating me a certain type of way, which now I have to react to you by actually tapping into that energy. So you all are going through a metamorphosis where that humble you, that person that was, I'm going to dim my light to let everybody shine, that person that was a team player, that person that was okay with being in the background because I don't like the spotlight anyway. You were dealing with a couple different things. It was not liking the spotlight because people were going to have a problem with that. People were going to feel insecure. But it also was a fear of failure because people are waiting for you to fail. People want you to fail. That is a lot of pressure. You're getting to the point where you don't care what people think anymore because you're realizing people are going to think what they want to think. And they're going to think from their level of mental maturity or immaturity. There's certain people, there's nothing you can do on your end to change their perception because they don't have mental maturity. They can't even think on the same level as you. They're seeing things from a lens of being insecure within themselves. So they create a one-sided competition with you. You can sense it, but you overlook it a lot. You get into this point where you're going to stop overlooking stuff and you're going to start calling people out. When I tell you, I had a friend that used to, we would be speaking on the phone or in conversation, and people like to start arguments with me and debates with me because I think they just would feel like it's an accomplishment to win an argument against me. I don't know what that's about. But she would always try to have these debates with me, and we would be talking, and then she would interrupt me and say, "Oh, you used that word wrong, you said this wrong, you didn't say that word right." And so I would literally have to let her know, you, first of all, you know that words have several meanings. So just because you only know one meaning of a word, words typically have multiple definitions. So I am correct the way that I used it. Let's go look it up in the dictionary, the thesaurus, whatever, and I would end up being right. So then it was like, you always got to prove yourself right. What? What are you talking about? We were literally having a conversation. You stopped me mid conversation to tell me I said a word wrong. And then when I go and look it up and show you I was correct, now I always got to be right. Do you see the projection there? And not to mention, why was it so important for you to stop this conversation just to tell me I was wrong? You couldn't wait to tell me I was wrong. You couldn't wait to catch me doing something wrong so you could say the fabulous Sierra was wrong. Why are you even putting me up on that high of a pedestal in the first place? You put me on that high pedestal. I didn't put myself there. So you probably have been in similar situations where people are trying to catch you doing stuff wrong. I used to have a manager that used to try to catch me doing stuff wrong, and it only exposed what they don't know. It only exposes how stupid you are. It only exposes that you're not well cultured. When these people keep trying to catch you up all the time, they keep exposing the flaws within themselves. So you may find that people like to argue with you a lot and then call you argumentative. People will project onto you. So at this point, what is the point in trying to dim your light? Because they're going to say something negative about you, anyways. So after the strength card, we got the Knight of Swords. Like I said, you want to fight? We can fight then. I'm just go full steam ahead. I was the Knight of Cups at first. I was trying to be compassionate. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to understand where you were coming from. I'm the Knight of Swords now. So what's up? What's up at this point? Okay, I'm about to come charging towards you at this point. Why not? You got a problem anyway. And for those of you that don't know about Athena, Athena has her good side where she's helpful and she will help you out of a bind and she will give you the resources you need and she will show you compassion. But she also got another side where she ain't the one to play with either. She can show you better than she can tell you. She's fierce when she has to be. There's some stories out there about Athena where it was like, dang, did you really have to do that person like that, Athena? Really? Like, okay. She was literally born fully grown, according to the mythology. And she came out with armor on already. She had her helmet, her breastplate, her spear. She had all that on already. She came into the world like, I'm ready. What's up? So you have your nice side. That's why that Libra card came out. You had your nice side, your compassionate side, your reasonable side, your understanding side. And then you also have that ignorant side as well. I said ignorant. Okay. You got that side of you as well where I can go there if I need to go there. And you're not going to make me feel bad about however I react to you. Your humble season is over. You about to start feeling yourself. Period. That's what this metamorphosis is about. This metamorphosis card that came out. And yesterday I posted a video of this wasp that would not leave my car. It just was flying around my car being weird, and it was carrying some caterpillar, and it was trying to like eat the caterpillar, I guess, but it wouldn't go away. And that also was the precursor to the reading today about metamorphosis. The wasp meant something else. I'm gonna go into the wasp later. This might be a long video because it's a lot of symbolism. I did a meditation, and so it's a lot of symbolism. So if you don't have the patience to watch, I don't know what to say. But caterpillar, I remember I asked this question on Facebook. Why are the caterpillar and butterfly two separate? Why are they two separate animals? Because they come from the same animal or insect. Because I think like what happens is the caterpillar technically dies. I think the caterpillar technically dies and then a butterfly is born. I am over here looking it up. Caterpillar dies to become butterfly. Butterflies go through a life cycle. The caterpillar's old body dies inside the chrysalis, and a new body with beautiful wings appears after a couple of weeks. See, somebody else, you know how when you look up stuff and you be like, you see other people ask the same question as you. Somebody else got the same question I got. Are butterflies two different animals in one? The death and resurrection theory. Because how is it a caterpillar and a butterfly and it's the same animal? I guess we'll get to that later because I'm not doing this video on my phone, so I can't edit it. I mean, I can edit it and cut stuff out, but I don't feel like learning how to do that on StreamYard right now. But yeah, I think technically the caterpillar actually dies, and then a new animal is born from the caterpillar body or something like that. So technically, isn't that two animals in one? That's also the Libra, two sides of the scale. So you have two sides to you, but you haven't fully tapped into that vicious side, that femme fatale side, that I can become the Queen of Swords if I need to. I can really like, I don't got to touch you because my words will do more than me touching you could ever do. I can make you feel like you got beat up with my words. Okay, I can make you feel like you got cussed out. I don't even cuss. So, according to this theory, there are two different animals, one destined to be wormy, the other one to take wings. Oh, they're saying two different animals may have made it. This whole butterfly thing, I'm telling y'all, I ain't gonna bore y'all with this right now, but this caterpillar butterfly thing is interesting to me because they're like two animals, but the same animal at the same time. So you're tapping into some other side of yourself, okay? And people were in awe of you when you were the caterpillar. They thought you were great then, but they really going to be astonished when you emerge as that butterfly. So you all may be going into hermit mode, which would be the chrysalis, okay? You all may be cutting yourself off from other people. There's a saying, I'm obsessed with Eckhart Tolle right now, and he said something about butterfly. He said like the end of the world for a caterpillar is the beginning of the world for a butterfly or something like that. And we have the death card. Remember, we have the death card here. So that caterpillar is dying with that death card. But the death card was in reverse because we got the death card, we got the Wheel of Fortune card, we got the world card, we got the Fool card that came out. Because that caterpillar is dying, but the butterfly is being born. So that's probably why the butterfly represents rebirth a lot of the times. A cycle is ending, but a new cycle is beginning. You're still you. You're just stepping into your power. We also got the Star card and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is a very mysterious person. You do have mystique about you. So people wonder about you a lot. People wonder what is it like to be around this person in real life or 24/7. Like, you're a very mysterious person. But with this Star card and the Strength card, you're about to start showing people more sides of you. The High Priestess is more poised, okay? You about to show people more sides of you. Yes, I'm poised. I'm not necessarily secretive, but I don't go around telling my business to everybody. You don't know my whole life story if you look on my social media. You don't know if I'm in a relationship, not in a relationship, who do I have, brother, sister, this, that. Like, you don't know a whole lot about me by looking at my social media, about my personal life. I may talk about personality traits that I have, but you don't know a lot about my personal life. So people see you as a mysterious person because you are mysterious. People can't look at you and pin down exactly who you are, but it's not because you're a fake person. You're just a very layered person. There's a lot of different sides to you. So people are about to start seeing the different sides. Let me see what else. Some of the other stuff was more of a personal stuff for me because remember, this meditation started off as me talking to Athena about myself. So I'm not going to say every little thing, but I will say you may be put in a position to where you're going to have to learn how to accept help from other people, how to ask for help and how to accept help. Like with me, I'm starting to work with my guides more and asking them for help with things. Before, I would not ask. I would do altars for them and stuff, but I wouldn't ask. Um, so you may be put in a position to where you aren't feeling as independent as you normally are. You're having to reach out to people and ask for help or accept help if people volunteer to help you. And that's because you deserve to be helped. It's you need to call your loans. You know how when you get a loan from the bank, you're supposed to have a certain amount of time, but they can technically call the loan early if they want to. They can say, "Hey, I want my money now." I don't know if people know that or not, but they can. So it's time for you to call your loans. People that have been taking energy from you, people that have stolen your work, people who have benefited financially from you, people who have benefited creatively from you, spiritually from you, whatever. It's time you're calling loans. Either you're going to reciprocate the energy or you can be left behind. Period. We had the 6 of Wands card. Either you're going to recognize who I am and give me credit for everything that I've done to help you, or I'm leaving you behind. The strength card came out again. It's time for people to start recognizing who you are. You're not trying to be humble no more. Oh, yeah, this person stole from me, but that's okay. They'll get their karma. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They will. But if it's something that you need to say to somebody, say it. You're not trying to protect people's feelings anymore. We have the Empress card and the King of Wands. The Empress is you. The King of Wands is this other person. Yeah, the King of Wands is a go-getter. It's an entrepreneur. It's somebody that goes after what they want. It's somebody that has spark. It's somebody that gets attention. It's somebody that people like, but they're not the Empress. The Empress is effortless. The King of Wands has to put in more work to be seen. The Empress is effortless. You haven't even been trying. So you got people. The King of Wands is it's a king. That's a pretty high standing. But they know they're not as high as an empress or emperor. This is a man. The King of Wands is a man and the Empress is a woman. So that's speaking to a lot of the dynamics between men and women these days, where women are rising higher and higher and higher, and certain men in certain groups and certain ethnicities is starting to freak out because of it. They're like, this woman can't be above me. This person is like very accomplished. The people that are going against you, they are very accomplished, but they feel like, but you're more accomplished than them. Even if you haven't reached your full potential yet, they see that what your full potential is. They see you rising. And the fact that you're humble probably is even more annoying. They got the nerve to be humble too and be nice too. So now I don't have a reason to dislike them. I don't have a real reason to dislike them. They don't have a real reason to dislike you because you're not a mean person. You don't go around being boastful and trying to hurt people and make people feel beneath you. But people still feel that way anyway. But that's not because of how you act. They don't like the fact that you aren't boastful and that you aren't acting like you're better than everyone else, because they don't have a genuine reason to dislike you. If you would do that, they would at least have a genuine reason to dislike you. But they can't even genuinely find something to dislike you about. So they start that projecting stuff where they're just going to project it onto you. So you're danged if you do and danged if you don't. So why not walk in my full potential? Um there is a slight fear of failure, even though you know how strong you are and whatever it is that you're trying to achieve or whatever your purpose is. You know how strong you are and you know your full potential, but at the same time you have a fear of failure, and that causes you to feel inadequate sometimes, even though you know you're not inadequate. You know you are far more than adequate, but you still second guess yourself and question yourself because of the pressure to be perfect, and because people are waiting for you to fall. People are waiting for you to make a mistake. People are waiting to be able to say they're better than you. So you're going to have to work on that inadequacy feeling and that fear of failure, because they say you fail 100% of the time when you don't try. So you have to start looking at failures as lessons instead of failures. If I try something and it don't work, at least I tried. Because it's a lot of people that ain't even to the level where they can try to do the things that you're trying to do. They ain't even up to that level yet. In order to fail at certain things, you have to be on a certain status in life. Not everybody can fail at being a business owner because they can't even get to the point where they can think of a business concept, or they can't even get to the point where they got the capital to start the business, or they can't even get to the point where they can actually create a product. So why would you let people that can't even do that make you feel bad about failing to be when you're trying to be a business owner or something like that? That's just my example. They ain't even on a level to be able to fail at what you failing at something, you still on a higher level than them, because they can't even get to the level to even try to attempt to do what you're doing. They can't even get up the mountain to try to do the hang gliding, or to try to do the bungee jumping, or to try, they can't even get into the airplane to try to jump out the airplane. Even being able to get to a certain level to be able to attempt something to fail at is saying something. So you can't let people that are nowhere near on your level try to make you feel bad about failing at something or not being perfect about something. Do I worry about that now that I quit my job and I'm a full-time entrepreneur? I worry about it. I worry about people being like, yeah, she tried it and she failed. But you ain't even on my level yet. You don't even have a product that you selling. You ain't even made money working on your own business. You can't even think of business concepts. You can't even see your potential, which is why you're comfortable where you are at. But they'll try to make it seem like they're smarter than you. I'm smarter than you because I didn't attempt to do what you did, and I'm still comfortable. You're uncomfortable because you attempted something and it's not going your way. Ha ha ha, you failed. They failed because they didn't even try. How about that? So don't be afraid of failure. Look at your failures as lessons. Don't allow people to project onto you. Yes, we all should be open to constructive criticism, but you know who you are at the end of the day. And you know if somebody's putting a label on you that doesn't belong there, because the people that follow me are well aware of who they are, and they know what their faults are. They know what they need to work on. They just need more confirmation sometimes. Like when I get readings and stuff, I already know all the stuff. I just need confirmation sometimes because I second guess myself. And I know the people that follow me are the same. So don't let nobody put no label on you. And understand that sometimes the words that have negative connotations, like being conceited, being cocky, being arrogant, being full of yourself, whatever, sometimes we have to tap into those energies. And sometimes the words like humble and turning the other cheek and being meek and being mild and being not being aggressive. Okay. Sometimes the words that are positive in air quotes can cause us to be held back. There's a reason why type A personalities, narcissistic personalities, there's a reason why a lot of them are over doing well and overachieving in the world, because you kind of have to tap into some of the qualities they have in order to get to where you need to go. So you're learning how to not become a narcissist, but how can I take from some of the qualities that they have to get to where I need to be, and to be able to let go of people, being able to detach from people that don't serve me well. So that is my rant for the day. That's another rant and readings. Readings and rants, whatever I said I was going to call it. So thank you for taking the time to listen. If that resonated with you, please feel free to let us know in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Toodles.